Hi, now step 2 is preparing Boston for the dog show. So everybody has their own ways of doing things. And this is just my way. Feel free to put in comments if there's something that you do that's a little bit different. I think we all have a lot to learn and we never stop learning. So apart from the bathing, which we've already done, the nails, clearing the eyes, and making sure they're tidy, the other thing is the trimming. So just a little trimmer like this. We just take off the eyebrows, off the side, like that, and obviously the whiskers on the muzzle. So let's just do it quickly like that. Just to make it, just makes them clean. You know, I mean, the standard is that they're a clean outlined dog, and this just makes sure that you've got a really nice clean base to work from when you show them. The other thing you can do with the clippers as well is I sometimes clean the ears, so just take some of that hair off inside the ears as well. The paws, you can just go through and just tidy up some of the hair on the paws like that. And then also, stand up, good girl. Some of the underlines, sometimes you get some that are a bit hairy, so you just go under there and just tidy up the underline as well. If you've got a really good hand, I'll come around the side. If you've got a really good hand, on that side there, you can sort of do in the flank here like that. And then you have the back flank as well. And the other thing you can do too is the tails. Just give the tail just a little tidy up just to make sure there. Come back here. Panda, Avie. Like that. So it's just cleaning the outline, making sure that it's tidy. Stand up. Some of them have scissors. Some of them have quite sort of swirly loops here. You can just give that a little trim or use thinning scissors. The next thing that I look at trimming is the white, and I'm going to cover that separately because that's a little bit more time consuming. Then at the show, sit down, good girl. For the white, there's all sorts of things that you can do just to crispen the white. I use the Chris Christensen white chalk. I love this chalk, and as you can see, I kind of mold it as I go. So you've got this nice little pointy bit, so that you can go in here and you can get right in these little creases here and just chalk it up. So that's just chalking it up, which can look really nice as well. If you want something a little bit more, this is my absolute favourite product, and it's the Chris Christensen Chris Stick. The Chris Stick is fabulous. You can get it in all different colours, but for the white. Now the best way to use a Chris Stick is with a toothbrush. Because what happens is if you use this, so what you do, you see my very well used one, I haven't opened my good one yet, my new one, but basically you dampen the Chris Stick or you dampen this. Okay, so you've got your toothbrush, you've got your Chris Stick, and you've got your water. So just basically dampen the toothbrush in there, rub it over the Chris Stick, like that, and then you basically brush it into the white. Just brush it in, just gently, just brush it in. Don't do it too thick to start with. You've got to layer it to get the best effect. So I'll just do one side of her muzzle so you can see. So you just brush it in, just nice and gently, into the white there. And just layer it. You can already see the difference and the two sides. You can also do the chin as well. We'll just do the muzzle today. Stop looking at it. So you just keep layering until you get the desired effect that you want. Then once you've done that, grab the chalk quickly and brush the chalk into it, and that helps set it. And there you can see the difference of the side not done and the side that is done. Now you can keep layering it and layering it and layering it until you get, it really crisp and white, and just keep brushing it in. And that's how I use the crisp stick. Right, next thing is, now obviously she's got a lovely shiny coat, but I really like to have that little bit extra sparkle. One product I've been using, goodness, I don't know, for years and years and years. It's had several name changes. I think I bought the last 2 bottles I can find in New Zealand, and that's called Oza's Magic. Now apparently they're not making it anymore. So yeah, not happy, Schwarzkopf, not happy. But anyway, I've got 2 left, but I just love this product so much. You only need a tiniest little bit, and you rub it into your hands like that, and just put it on the coat, on the dark bits, and you can just see there, even though it's not a very bright day, but just see that it just heightens that shine. Now the lady has given me a couple of others. I haven't tried some of the dog brand ones because I've just not found they give that same bright shine. So this is another one that they've just given me as well. So I'll give it a go and see what it's like and how it goes. Oh, actually that's quite good. Yeah, so that's a new one that they've just given me in the shop that apparently has come in. And that one is Orilab Gloss Serum with camellia oil, vitamin E, and manuka oil. Marula oil. So it's terrible when you get blind, isn't it? So it's a new one. Actually, that's really good. I'm actually quite impressed with that. So that's a new one. And actually that's quite nice. I quite like that. So yeah, and then once you do that, before I go in the ring, I get my baby wipe, just give them another clean around the eyes and make sure everything's really looking superb. And next we go into the collar and trimming the collar. And I forgot one of the most important things for grooming, and that's treats. I always have treats available because it does, as you can tell by her face, it does get a little bit boring for them. And so it's always good just to give them a bit of a treat. Right, this is the bit that takes the time. And I start this basically a week before a show, and just while they're sitting on my lap in front of the TV. So I've just turned her around. I haven't got any more treats. Treats all gone. Good girl, stand up. Okay, so the white. Now you see a lot of people with their Bostons at shows, and they've got that really sharp edged line. And what a lot of people have done is I see them get their little scissors and they just go in and they just cut into that line, which gives a really sharp line. And I know it's really nice to have that clean look, but I don't like it looking so false. So what you need to do is you have a nice good pair of tweezers, must be a good pair, and you essentially roll the coat. So as you can see here, you can see there's a white line. She's recently been done, so she's not as bad as others. She normally is, but you can see there's hairs that's not in the main white line. So what you've got to do is these hairs that kind of don't belong, you just pluck those little white hairs out, like that. Stay, Evie. See, what you got to do is do that. Now you do this before a show, and you can start it a week before the show, and you just kind of do it. It's hard doing it on a table. It's easier when they're on their lap and they're asleep. And you just take all those ones that don't kind of stand in line. They don't fit, they don't belong. And by plucking those out, what you do is you actually create a much better line. So if you see here, she doesn't have many that are out of line now because I've actually done a lot of them. And then all you do, you don't cut a sharp line. All you do is just basically put your hand on the white. This is how I find easier. And you just lift those white hairs and just tip them. Just a little tipping is all you need to do. Don't cut into it. Don't have it so sharp. Just cut, just tip it. Just tip it gently. So you just get that nice little edge there. It doesn't have a raised edge. It's not a sharp edge. It's just tipped. There was a time earlier on where we used to get little fine sandpaper and just kind of blend it in. But you don't really need to do that these days. But just make sure that when you do it and you're tipping it, that you put your hand there and you just lift it. Evie, stay. So there, just lift it and just tip it. Just very gently take those tips off so you get a nice edge. Now if you don't pluck it, you will get a raised jagged edge because of all those whites that are underneath, and they don't all line up. So just spend your time a week before a show, 2 weeks even, and just roll that coat and pluck all those hairs that don't belong in that line. and are out of line. You can do it all the way round. You can see here, she's got quite a few here that I need to do now. And then once they're done, just tip it like I showed you. You can also do, sorry, good girl. You can pluck up here, you'll find some whites out of place, you can pluck those as well. But please, please don't chop without plucking. Pluck, get all those ones that don't stand in a line out, and then trim it and tip it with the scissors. And that's doing the white.